Hey all, this is Miss Stansel. I am just going to read through the animal survival questions. I'm just gonna pretty much just read it as is. I might add in a few little helpful hints. So if you struggled with one question, this would be a good video for you to watch. You might want to fast forward to that particular question. The answer choices may not be the same order as what your answer choices are, but the answer choices themselves will be the same. So let's look at question number 1. So you can just click on the 1 over here or just scroll up and down the page. But we do have some cool little navigation features. So number 1, match the following with the correct category. So you have a category here, you have a category over here. So this category, you need to drag and drop what you think animals, how do animals depend on their physical features? How do they depend? What do those physical features do for those animals? Okay, you would drag and drop in whichever one you thought it was. Our other category is examples of animal adaptations. So these are specific adaptations or changes animals have made, you would drop in here, okay? So for instance, I'm gonna drag another one. If I thought it went here, if I thought it went there, I would just drop it in there. If I'm like, oh no, wait, I made a mistake, you can pull it back out and put it in the bank. So this is pretty handy. I like this type of question. Question number 2. So you can pause the video if you need to. This is, you're just straight up matching definitions with the word. So physical adaptation. Actions an organism takes to survive, non-living part of an environment with which an organism might interact, living part of an environment with which an organism might interact, body structures that help an organism find and consume food, water, protect itself, cope with tough environments and reproduce, or an adaptation to look like something else. So you are basically just going to choose which definition matches up. Okay, so you have physical adaptation, you have mimicry or mimicry adaptation, behavioral adaptations, biotic factors, and abiotic factors. If none of those are ringing a bell, go back to your notes that you took because those are definitely things you wrote down. In fact, they were from the first website. Okay. Next one is the category question again. So our two categories are physical adaptation or behavioral adaptation. Physical adaptation, think about body structures. Okay? Specific body parts that that specific animal has in order to live easier where it does, or specific behaviors an animal has in order to live where it does even easier. So if I thought wild geese flying south in the fall to find food, if I thought that was a physical adaptation, I drop it here. If I thought it was a behavioral adaptation, I drop it here. If I said, oh, I don't remember, and I'm going to save that for last, you can put it back down. Okay, so you can drag and drop these at any point at rate, and they go right back to the word bank. Question 4, and again, it's a category question. Match the adaptations to the biome in which they would help the most. So you've got two differing categories here. So a tundra, remember that's strong winds, low precipitation, short summers, and long, cold, dark winters. Brr, makes me cold just thinking about it. The soil is poorly developed. Okay, so you're going to think about which adaptations any plant or animal would need in order to live where it's really cold, not much rain, lots of wind, short summers, not much as far as soil goes, as far as nutrients. Then you have the rainforest. It's hot, it rains year round. Remember, it's that permanent, like summertime growing season. It rains about 80 to 180 inches per year. That's a ton of water, folks. The soil is thin, also lacks nutrients, and also erodes quickly since there is so much rain. So you're going to go through here. You're going to think, I would keep in mind there's two drastic different temperature ranges here. So if there's anything about heat, about winter in these answer choices, those are clear guiding points, right? All right, going to our next question. You are going to, again, match the adaptations to the biome in which they would help the most. So it's the same type of question as before, but you have two different biomes to talk about. So first you have the taiga, or the fancy phrase of boreal forest, if you like saying aurora borealis. That would mean long, cold winters and short, mild summers that allow the ground to thaw. So remember, it's not the coldest, but it's not far from it. There's moderate precipitation and high humidity. The soil is acidic and nutrient poor. Over in the other category, you have grassland abiotic factors. The grasslands have hot summers and cold, cold winters. Rainfall is uncertain and drought is common, many times causing fires. The temperate grasslands usually receive about 10 to 30 inches of precipitation per year, and the soil is extremely rich in organic material. So again, what things are plants and animals going to have to change about themselves in order to live in either a cold forest or a warm grassland? Again, temperature is the difference here. And that's your last question. When you think you've got it, you can hit submit. If you noticed, it did say unlimited attempts. So if you really get stuck on one question, please send me an email. Otherwise, those resources are available for you to look at as you go through these questions. Again, please let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Have a good day.